Hello, welcome back. In this video we got a review of the brand new Valtix slow pitch jigging reel from Piscifun. The Piscifun Valtix reel has a really high gear ratio and a lot of really cool features, and quite honestly a really good price point too. So we're going to go through all the features and benefits of this reel in this video. There's very little information online about this, so we're going to go through all of this stuff so you guys get all your questions answered to help you figure out if this reel is going to be right for you. Hit that subscribe button down there. Check this out. So here it is in the box, brand new. It's got all the specs on the side just to give them to you so you know what's going on. It's got 9 different bearings, a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio, which is really high speed. Supposed to bring in 35 inches of line per turn of the handle, has a max drag of 33 pounds, weighs 13.8 ounces, and will hold 350 yards of 30-pound braid. So that's pretty good. Let's see how she comes out the box. Destruction manual. Well, that's nice. Check this out. Got a nice little reel cover to keep it pretty. And here's the reel. All right, first thing I notice is it's a little bitty guy. 350 yards of line will fit on it. We're going to spool that up and see. It certainly looks like it will because it has a really small spool diameter. I'll tell you, first impressions, it's very smooth. Got a nice big handle on there. Pretty easy to work drag. Pretty standard stuff. Spool drag right there. Here's your release. So when you release it, let's go play your line out. That's kind of nice. So you can either do it that way to engage your drag or just flip it up manually. And here's your clicker over here. Okay, now here's one thing right now you guys might want to be aware of. With the clicker on, when you put it into free spool, it does not free spool. So if you're going to try to use this sitting in a rod holder as a bite alarm, if you have your clicker engaged, even in free spool, it does not free spool. So if you have that, this dude is flat locked. We're going to be using it as a jigging rod completely, so we'll be using it on quiet. You can see by the size of my hand, this reel is not a very large reel. Good looking construction. Seems to be pretty well made. It's all aluminum. There's no plastic on it on the outside that I can see. Even the spool drag is aluminum, which is kind of nice. And you got what looks to be a steel mount for your reel seat at the bottom. As usual, links to everything will be in the description below. We're going to use the Piscifun line spooler system. I'll tell you what, since I got this thing, spooling up reels is so much easier. If you guys don't have one of these, you need to get yourself one of these things. These things are absolutely great for spooling up line on new reels or just respooling existing reels. We're going to use it off of a 1,000-yard spool of Piscifun Onyx braided line. Basically pretty simple stuff. You're going to mount your reel on the spooler just like it was a fishing pole. Get your spool rigged up in there. And we're going to lock this so it doesn't spin. We don't need it to spin on this kind of reel. We're just going to use a very simple fisherman's knot on that little line stud there to capture that. Trim that tag in a little bit. There we go. Alright. Now the fun part is you can set this thing a little tighter if you want. And we want. Because we want our braid on there pretty tight. Just spool it up like you would any conventional reel. That retrieve ratio is really helping even on this end of the spool job. Spooling on real fast. Now with braid, it's always a good idea to go across real fast a time or two. That way if you get a big fish on and the line's trying to bite into that spool of line, really can't go very far. So we go a little bit, we go real fast back and forth a couple times. And just keep it square. Alright, so that's pretty full. Have a look at this. Let me show you guys this thing. That dude is full. Now, I don't know what the actual length is of that line, but the size of this spool, if you compared it to a spinning reel spool with that small arbor in the middle, I'd say that's easily 350 yards. And most of our fishing is going to happen in probably 100 to 150 feet anyway. We might have to try this for blue line towelfish in about 350 feet and see what it does. 350 yards takes you to what, 900 feet, almost 1,000 feet of depth? That should be fine for pretty much any slow pitch jigging you want to do. Really nice reel, really smooth action on it. Go ahead and mount it up on a rod. Alright, I got this thing mounted up on an ancient ugly stick, and I got to tell you something, this is unacceptable. I need a much better rod to put this nice reel on. Everything looks really good. The drag seems smooth. Spool drag works well. Now something else I've been thinking about. The clicker, where that's going to come in handy is when you get hung up on the bottom and you need to snap the line, instead of trying to thumb the spool and getting that spool burn on your thumb when it slips, or wrapping the line around something to break it, if you lock that spool down with that spool lock, that's going to break your line without you having to worry about getting hurt messing around trying to break the line with your thumb or some other way. So that's actually going to come in pretty handy, especially wreck fishing. I think this is going to be a really nice reel. The next time you see this reel, it will be mounted up on a much better rod and probably catching tile fish in 350 foot of water. Yep, we're going to try it like that. Links to all the Piscifun stuff used in this video is down in the description below. We got a couple more reels we got coming up we're going to be reviewing as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down there. Give me the thumbs up like button. And if you have questions, put them in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching. See you next time.